Welcome to another edition of Dizzarian Plays MMOs. Today I'm in Lord of the Rings Online and I'm on my level 21 Minstrel. And there's quite a storm going on here in the Lone Lands. As I open up, you can see I'm at the Forsaken Inn. Getting a lot of traffic here as I've been setting up and getting things going. Lots of people coming in and out. Today we're going to do some of the side quests and stuff. If you're new to this series, just know that I'm doing this kind of slow. I'm reading things a lot. I don't show a lot of combat, but I do show combat. It just kind of depends on what's going on. So let's go ahead, and we need to talk to the proprietor. Let's follow the main thing, because Candace sent us here to help these people out. So let's see what he has to do. All right. Here's the proprietor. You can tell this is a very busy inn with lots of people here. But let's talk to Fauster the Fox.
How can I be of service?
Some come to these lands because they are shunned, others to simply pass through. Some folks like me are here at the behest of others with nothing more than profit on the mind. Which ilk are you? Well,
Can I speak with you a moment?
I make my living trading with the patrons of the Forsaken Inn, or rather, I used to until the goblins arrived. Their presence strikes fear into my suppliers and has made trade impossible. Sadly, that doesn't remove my obligation to Ollie Redbrush, my employer in Breetown. A vow beneath the ruins of Minas Ariel, southeast of the Forsaken Inn, contains the coins and heirlooms I need and more. Wolves inhabit the valley, and Ollie may forgive me the delay if I include some pristine wolf teeth with the swift shipment. If you would assist me in collecting these curiosities, I will ensure that you are paid for the favor. Make your way to the valley beneath Minas Ariel and obtain coins, heirlooms, and wolf teeth from me. So, yeah, he's going to do exactly that. So, just kind of these are just going to be minor quests. They aren't going to be much with, the main characters that we have going on in the Lord of the Rings. Like, she needs blankets.
I'm sure it will do no good, but may I speak with you?
There are many travelers, even though the remote land and nearest water sits foul and stagnant. Of course, but the water is rationed among all the guests and does not go as far as it might. Blankets need making and mending, and there are no better hides to be found than those of the wolf. So we're going to collect wolf hides. And she wants us by hoof and crook.
I'm sorry to trouble you, but will you help me?
Old Mudwork does the cooking around here, though he has been in the wild for weeks. But I have some recipes of my own that tickle the fancy of some of the guests. So we're going to collect some boar legs and boar feet for her recipes. And fluffing the pillows.
I don't know
Ever
if
since
you can help
Gadrick
me.
Moons showed up, I had no rest. Normally we see no guests for months on end, but the glut of the guest here has me stretched to my limit. Anlef is under great strain and takes his worries out on me, driving harder to see that the chambers are cared for, the workers watched, and the guests fed. Well, I'm just not able to do it all. So she wants me to collect some craven feathers, I guess, to help to fill in the pillows. Okay, cool. And let's see what Gadrick Munes. Oh, he's got a lot of stuff. So we're not going to do all of these. Let's do a great theft, because that sounds
Might I take
interesting.
a moment of your time?
A member of Eglin, I trade artifacts found in the Lone Lands to collect in Bree in return for food and necessities. Until recently, our trade has been brisk, but the darkness has come to these lands and our people. The Eglin face starvation and deal with murder. Goblins have crept into the Lone Lands and have made trade difficult. They attack us by murdering many of our number and seized many of our trade goods. Ruins of ancient Arnar overlook a large valley to the southeast, the Forsaken Inn, Minas Ariel, and the place is called, and it was long dear to my people. Would you go there and retrieve the trade bundles? Yeah, no, okay. So you can see a lot of this is just kind
I'm
of
sorry to
running
trouble
around
you, but
quest.
Will you help me?
Hunters become
I'm
prey.
Sorry to trouble you, but will
He
you
wants
help
me to collect warg because they're attacking people. Vengeance lost.
don't
Our people
know
suffered
if you
attack
can
at the
help
cost of
me.
many lives, and who knows how many more will be dead. Starvation before the year's present. The goblins must pay for their foul treachery, so he wants me to kill white hands. which we can do. We're going to be killing lots of them. So let's take a look around, and we've got a couple more here. It's just tons and tons of
I'm
quests.
sure it will do no good.
You know,
may I
actually,
speak
I'm
with
really
you?
not interested in these bounty quests because they return stuff I'm not
Can I
going
speak
to
with you a
use.
moment?
He wants his pottery shards. I will tell you of my troubles, traveler, and see if you can lend me some assistance. The Moonses supply me with pottery and other trinkets found throughout the ruins in the Lone Lands. They count themselves folks of these lands, these Eglain, and they depend on such trade for our livelihood. Goblins have overrun the ruins where they are accustomed to gathering these pieces. They cannot collect the pottery shards I require, and I find my deliveries impossible to fulfill. I cannot send delivery of pottery to Miss Sandhaver in the town of Bree. I will not be paid. All right, so he wants us to go collect pottery shards from the ruin. But let's talk to Ainlof. He is the tavern keep, and he's got a major
Woe
quest.
be me.
More strangers passing through, no? Well then, if you are on staying, you might want to find a nice parcel of floor to take up. The inn is dangerously close to full for some reason. I'm not complaining. Coin is coin, even if there's little to spend on these parts. So it is busy. Let's see. Oh, there's an unlockable quest. I've not seen that before. Missing the supply crate.
I don't know if you can help me.
Good day, Minstrel. What do you need? Did I summon you? Anyways, it doesn't matter. My supplies have not come back from Bree. I sent a cart out weeks ago or earlier. I'm not sure anymore, but I did send a cart. I know that. Now, where is it? Tell me that. The cart was traveling west towards Bree, and it should have come back by now. I want to know what happened to the supplies I sent and to the cart's driver. I hope it wasn't the goblins. There are so many of them here now. Will you help? Will you travel west toward Bree, search both north and south, and bring me news of discovery? Now that sounds like an interesting quest. We need to figure out what is going on there. All right, so it looks like I picked up the majority of the quest, and we're going to go looking for that card. I think that's going to be one of the main storylines we need to do here. So up here in the distance, we can see a destroyed supply cart. So I'm going to get off my horse and investigate what's going on here. The cart has been looted and destroyed. Find the driver. This looks like he's, should be over here some ways. Like, right up here. You can tell there are some bad guys around. Ah, there's the cart driver right over there. I wonder if whatever that is gonna... What are those? Ah, they're goblins. I bet the goblins did it. The driver has been slain by apparently goblins, indeed. That was my conclusion as well. That is loud. I need to turn that down just a tiny bit here. Well, yeah. So we're going to... we need to go back to the inn and tell him what we found out. But since I need some goblins with all these other quests that were done anyway, I'll go ahead and take care of them as well. Fairly easy stuff. So on my way back to, I'm kind of taking a scenic route back through because I'm going to collect as many items as or many of the mobs as I can. I've got a boar here, and there was plenty of guests that needed boar stuff. So the wolves are sneaky, so you can't see them at first, and they don't show up on the radar. You kind of have to be looking for them, so you want to have your names on if you don't already. And, yeah, because they'll get you otherwise. Yeah, and there's also Kraben flying around the mountainside here. So, just like all of those quests, and there's lots of different boars and what have you. But the Kraben are starting to show up. The wolves are still hard to find, so you'll be hunting for them. Okay, so before I go back to the Lone Land, or to the Forsaken Inn, I'm going to this Minstrel, which is some ruins they've got down here. Partly because I have a quest here that says Ancient Pottery Shards, but partially because it's got these wolves, which I've been having trouble finding since they hide. Yeah, I've only got 5 of those. But there's also another. The orc shields, and I think there's a certain mob in here we need. Andorian rubble. Is this for some of the other stuff that they needed? It is. Aha. So that was another quest. So we're going to be searching all through here. And you definitely want to mount to get back here, because it's going to be a long run if you don't have one. So, there's another wolf. So I'm going to be going through this area looking for a certain orc, and I'll let you know whenever I find him. Okay, so after doing all of that, I'm flying back into the Forsaken Inn. But before we do that, I noticed that I finally looted all of my items, and there was a polished pendant. And it starts a quest, so we're going to look at that. The pendant sparkles in the sun. This is no goblin-made item. The craft is too symmetrical and clean. Someone has recently lost this item. Perhaps Candith or someone at the Forsaken Inn knows something about the object. Cool. So maybe we'll know somebody when we go in here. All right, so I'm back in the Forsaken Inn, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to talk to Anlaf, since he was the one that was concerned about the cart being the missing supply cart. And that's kind of the main storyline, I think, for this. Let's see what that is.
Can't you leave me to my misery?
What? Goblins attacked my cart? This is no good at all. How am I supposed to feed my patrons? This is simply no good at all. Let me think on this. Aha. Goblin exiles.
Might
Pay
I
no
take a
mind.
moment of your time?
Pay no mind to the name of the inn. Not all who pass here never return. Only ones that stray too far off the road and find themselves in the clutches of the goblins. Bloody-handed creatures deserving of good beating, these goblins. You're an able-bodied sort. Why don't you go show the brutes we're not wanted here? The lands around the inn are just crawling with them. People scare easily, you see. With the goblins creeping all about the ruins and so close to the inn, I'm destined to use my wood falling from the roof to bar the doors unless someone gives me a hand. You'll find goblins on the fields of Enolis, and a good number of them have established a foothold in the old ruins of Minas Ariel in the southeast. Okay. Although I didn't see any goblins there.
How can I be of service?
I wonder if... oh, this might be the guy that was missing the pendant. You have my thanks. With these fragments... Oh, no, he wanted the pottery. I'll be able to continue my trade. Very good. Do I have to choose one of these? Yep. Is that a necklace? That I don't have one yet? I don't! Awesome. I can put that in. And let's talk to everybody else. I'm turning in a lot of quests. Got those bounties.
Can't you leave me to
don't
my
care
misery?
about that. Just take one. And broken
It's a
sword.
sorry day. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
these are the tasks. I
Did
took a
you
bunch of
need
tasks
something?
outside.
Woe to
This was a
me.
fitting in for such a vicious creature as the cruel wargs. Those are the big wolves, or wargs. We know what wargs are, right? That were in those ruins. We find some way to repay your debt. And, ooh, looks like that might be... Yeah, I think I'm going to take those gauntlets. Nice, I'm getting some items here. Very good. And bounty
I'm
again.
sure it will do no
Care.
good, but may I speak with you?
And let's see what Fauster says.
How can I be of service?
Ollie will be pleased with these curiosities for certain, and the wolf teeth should help sweeten the deal. I must admit, I was not certain you would succeed. The arrival of the goblins has done much to change the nature of the work here in the Lone Lands. You have earned this reward, friend, and I hope you find sufficient to... I know that the that rebrush, these will be pleased with the delivery. Cool. Do I want to get another pair of... Oh my gosh. I'm getting so many items. I'm so happy. That lit up a quest back there. And she had several quests, right? Blankets. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you need something?
Oh, not really. Just the reward that you're going to give me. 7 agility and fate, or... Oh, yeah, armor and fate and vitality. Let's do that. By hoof and
Can't
crook.
you leave me to my misery?
I don't want to. Let's do that.
I'm sorry. Did you need something?
Yeah, I do. I need earring. There we go. All right. It's getting lots of items. Isn't that cool? Forsaken Ale. Oh, yeah. Success. All right. So it looks like we turned in a whole bunch there. That's crazy. Let's go ahead and talk to see what happened there. Oh, bounties. Enfeebling the foe.
I don't know if you can help me.
I hate the goblins. I do. Skulking thieves, the lot of them. Sneaking about at night so they can pick up the best herbs and mushrooms. They'll soon pick the lowland dry if they go unhindered. Okay, so she's having a problem with those. And Goblin Packmaster.
I'm sorry to trouble you,
this might
but
be interesting.
will you help me?
Since you are headed northeast into the goblin-infested hills and vales, I think I ought to ask you one more favor and issue one more warning. There are wargs among the goblins, and a good many of them. Old Mudwork, a dear friend of mine, and the cook here at the Forsaken Inn, hates them fiercely. I hate the goblins, though, and seeing that I do, I want you to be mindful of the Packmaster, Luz. If you see him, steel your nerve and grab your steel. It will be a difficult battle, but you should defeat him when you do. Return to me with news of the fight. Very cool. I will do that. All right. I think that's going to do it. Looks like we're going to be fighting more goblins in the next episode. So I hope you're interested in that and you tune in next time. If you enjoyed this, make sure you hit that thumbs up and leave any comments you may have. And as always, you can also join in on my Discord channel if you guys want to talk about Lotro, or I occasionally do stream, it looks like now. It looks like that's actually working, and that's a thing, so that's awesome. Actually, if I'm streaming the creation of these videos, so if you are interested in the in-between parts of these videos, you can tune into the stream and see that. Also, if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. Your subscriptions really do mean a lot to me, and you can get notifications of when I put out new videos, and I try to put out new videos every single day of the week, so you want to make sure you're subscribed. Till next time, bye.